It's good to know that the Office of the Special Prosecutor is still at work. I want to assume that they've done as thorough an investigation as they can, particularly in the context of the illegal mining threats that we face. It's good to know that we are not leaving any stone unturned to make sure that persons who have facilitated the dark situation we find ourselves in are not just left to go scot-free. So I'm happy to note that they have come up with these charges. Hopefully the evidence is credible, and in court we'll find that some persons will be held culpable.
Considering the fact that this case has traveled a long path, I mean, in November 2024, the Human Rights Court dismissed the final in a series of suits filed by Charles Bissue, which was, I recall, aimed at preventing the Office of Special Prosecutor from arresting him, investigating or charging him. And he, as a matter of fact, previously obtained a 10-day ex parte injunction restraining the OSP from arresting him and alleging that the said warrant issued was unlawfully procured and intended to harass him. I mean, considering this history and how things are playing out now, what do you expect from the OSP so as not to get involved in this circus and this drama again?
Well, there's not much the OSP can do. They say that the wheels of justice, they grind slowly, but grind they do. When a defendant in a case is trying to exploit the system to find any form of technicality they can use to hamper, to obstruct, to prevent you from making progress, they will do what they can. But if the systems do work, eventually the courts will dismiss what is not, valid, and then there will be progress. So I guess that's where we find ourselves now. The OSP has found that the various things that have been done have been cleared so far, and so now they've been able to get to this point. And let's see what progress they can make from this point. I don't think it is up to the OSP to avoid the kind of obstructions that will be thrown at them. There's not much they can do about that. What is much more important is that once the courts rule and dismiss these things, the OSP now has the opportunity to proceed with the substantive cases, and hopefully we'll then see the light of day.
And this brings to mind the Professor from Pomboaten report, is it not? Because the IMCIM that Charles Bissue was part of as secretary is essentially cited in this. It is his work as the secretary of that committee that got him allegedly involved in this case of bribery that the special prosecutor is talking about. How should this also culminate into some attention being paid into the details of that IMCI report by Professor Kwabena Pomboaten?
I guess that we should, first of all, it is credit, so to speak, to the good professor, that he would stand against what many people in his party were seemingly trying to dismiss. Just shows the kind of person he is. Secondly, I guess that the OSP itself and other agencies will be paying attention to what else was in that report. I think that for me, it tells you that when you're setting up these kind of committees, a lot more due diligence into the background of the persons you are appointing with these positions is important, because it's a shame, it's a real embarrassment to find that those who were supposed to be preventing it then became themselves facilitators of what this country was crying against. So I think that this just gives credence to what the prof was saying. It means we should take much more seriously the content we find in that report he put out, rather than have it just dismissed and people suggesting that the professor was just being, perhaps putting his nose in things that he had no business commenting on.
Senanu, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you for having me.
Edem Senanu is the co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption there. And then, as before we go, so how is the coming days going to look like with respect to this